All right, so here we are at the Last of Us Spoilercast, Last of Us Part 2, with your boy Lantern and the famous Proctarius. I'm going to keep that in. Swig a beer for the working man. Yeah, man. I'm on my way to platinuming the game. I literally am just like probably an hour away from getting the platinum. Yeah, man. What are your thoughts on this game? I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. It's still an opinion, but personally, I feel objectively this is a good game. Objectively,
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh,
like
yeah.
it's just so above every other game. Like even games I love, it's still above in terms of animation,
Yep.
direction,
Acting. Yeah.
acting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's next level. Like next level. You simply cannot say this is. I don't know what rating I'd give it, but I just don't believe this is a bad game or even an average game. It's not average. It just isn't.
You want to give it a 1 out of 10.
Nah.
Dude, all that bullshit user reviews, it's fucking wild that people are so upset about like a way a story went that they'll disregard the whole game. Even though there's nothing out there that comes close to like what this game is doing. Like Ubisoft, EA, they're not putting out games like this. Like this is very next level. The acting is like better than most movies that you watch, you know. Prettiest game I've ever played on PS4. It's up there, you know. But it's a spoiler cast. I mean, we're going to talk about every little thing about the game.
We can talk spoilers.
Oh, yeah, we can talk anything you want. Where do you want to start, though, in the game?
Oof, are we doing chapter by chapter or?
Well, pretty much, yeah. Let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, I think what was a big surprise starting as Joel. Like you actually play as Joel,
Right?
Like, for all of 5 minutes, but you still get to play as him.
Yeah, the biggest cock tease right there.
100%.
You thought you were going to get more Joel. And they ripped it out of you. They just pulled that right out, gutted you.
But that was an amazing scene. Him telling Tommy what happened.
Oh yeah, amazing scene.
I love Tommy's reaction.
Mm-hmm. It felt so like haunting, almost like it's like Jesus Christ, Joel, why'd you kill all those people?
Yeah, but it's good to see. I loved when Tommy says, I'm not sure whether I'd have did it differently.
Yeah, and
Tommy's
does
kind of admitting.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, Tommy does do exactly what Joel does. You know, he just keeps fighting and go after revenge and stuff like that, even till the end.
Yeah. But yeah, very dark manner as well.
Yeah. Starting as Joel, horseback, beautiful scenery. It's such a great way to open the game. A lot of misdirection too. Like you think you're gonna be playing more Joel right there, but really it's just a setup for his death. And you get the moment with him and Ellie. He finally plays her the song that he was talking about all in the first game, and that's like another thing that like blew my mind. It's like how much they relayed back to the first game. Like, it's not really a sequel, and I get what Neil Druckmann was talking about. Like, this really is just a continuation of the first game. Like, there's so many things that they call back to. It really feels like one giant piece.
Yeah, 100%. Except for, like, obviously the graphics and stuff, and that leaps and bounds over the first one.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure they're going to go back and, like, remake the first one with, like, this engine or whatever. I could definitely see that, maybe.
Maybe in, a lot of years.
Oh, yeah. PS6.
PS6, Last of Us 1 and 2 collection.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know they're going to milk it.
Oh, they're going to have to.
Yeah, this is the fastest selling PS4 exclusive. That's saying a lot, because we're at the end of the generation.
It got something else, didn't it, as well? Like, it got something like the best-selling game in the UK 4 weeks in a row or something.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
3
Which
weeks,
is
3 weeks.
pretty crazy, because game sales, they really crash after, like, the second week. So, the amount of copies it sold so quickly was pretty staggering.
I think it's still going very strong as well.
Oh, yeah. And it should be dipping, though, like a lot by now, because we're actually a few weeks away from release. But anyway, who cares about the numbers? The fucking game.
Yeah, it did good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it did good enough for them to think about doing a third one. And a TV series, which is that one's already coming. So, but let's go back into the game here. You get the great guitar moment with Ellie and Joel, and then we take over as Ellie 4 years later. You get that time jump. Just like the first game, you got the 20-year time jump after an opening, you know? Yeah, did you play New Game Plus yet, by any chance?
Yeah, I've got the platinum. I've played through it in its entirety twice.
Nice, nice. I'm literally about to finish my new game plus and get the platinum like within the next hour. So, yeah,
So we should both know the game quite well.
Yeah,
like at the moment. Then
yeah. I just saw pretty much the whole Abby section just now, like this morning. But yeah, like, dude, going back through the game a second time and seeing like what the fuck they're talking about, like when they're walking with Jesse and Ellie, and they're talking about the dance and like, what happened the night before and how Joel intervened and stuff like that. When I first played the game, like all that stuff was like kind of going over my head. I'm like, what are they talking about?
Oh, I remembered it from the gameplay, the E3 trailer. That's all that kept ringing in my ear. I was like, why they keep talking about the trailer?
Yeah, that was another thing though. Like, you never knew Joel was at that party.
No.
So that was kind of like a big surprise to know that he was there defending Ellie. Like, he was just like standing in the shadows, like not trying to get seen by Ellie until like she needed help or something. Like, that was a good little touch.
He was meant to be there with his wife, wasn't he? That's what Neil Druckmann said in an interview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got remarried in the Jackson.
Yeah, and I'm actually happy they didn't do that, because I feel like that would have took away from the Ellie and Joel story. Like, I like the idea that like Joel becomes like a hermit almost without like Ellie. Like, he's just trying to like win her back almost for at least like these 2 years.
Well, he just kind of leaves her be, doesn't he? He kind of just.
But he's always watching over her,
Yeah, but he's like doing it from like a distance, like you said at the party, which is really, really, it shows that he still respects her massively.
But when they're walking at the beginning of the game on my new game plus, playing it for the second time, like, I was catching like everything they were saying. Like, I'm like, oh my god, they're literally describing the night before.
Yeah,
and you could hear the other NPCs, their dialogue. They're like talking about Ellie and Joel and shit like that, and they're like, you're the talk of the town, and literally everybody in the town is talking about you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Little on the nose, but yeah, I like that. I like it. But yeah, man. What did you think about this opening in Jackson?
Playing as Ellie with the snowball fight and stuff. Or do you mean like the entire... Yeah, the snowball fight. Yeah.
Did you like how they like lulled you into like some sense of like security, like almost, at the beginning with the snowball fight and stuff like that?
I didn't really... I'm not sure. To be fair, like the snowball fight on my second playthrough, I was just like, oh, for God's sake, like that situation felt like a one playthrough thing. Like the next playthrough, it should have let you skip it.
Yeah, it almost feels like
a second playthrough. I was a bit like, oh, for God's sake, do I have to?
Yeah, it almost feels like an interactive cutscene, almost.
Yeah.
But what was interesting about that, like the way it was laid out, like you had to like crouch around, flank them and like throw a snowball, like you would throw a bottle, And I'm like, it kind of resembled the Ellie and Abby fight in the theater, almost. Like, I was getting like, are they paralleling this? They're trying to like get you ready, like that's what the boss fight is going to be, like midway through the story or whatever. I don't know what the parallels were. I think they were definitely paralleling that for sure, because like, why else would you have a random ass snowball fight that teaches you mechanics of covering and throwing stuff, unless it's going to come back later in the game, and it does come back later in the game. But still, yeah, I mean, going through it a second time, it was a little tedious. I was just pegging the shit out of them, like as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's all I was doing. I do. Like, I know it's hard to. It's a bit redundant saying what you do differently, but I do feel like maybe an extra chapter where it is just Ellie's life in Jackson to show you what she's lived like the last few years would have been nice to see. Yeah. Like to build Dina's relationship, Dina, Jesse, and Ellie, to build their characters a bit more.
Yeah,
I do feel like they never got fleshed out whatsoever. They were just added. You're expected to love them, and that's all there is to it. Which I did. I love Dina. I absolutely love her.
Yeah, I really like Jesse. I just liked his attitude.
I really like Jesse. Yeah,
he felt like the Fast and Furious guy with the food. He
was just dead chilled out. He was dead loving.
I was genuinely like, what the fuck, when he got shot in the face. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like why did the build up Dina and Jesse's relationship? It served no purpose whatsoever, except for that mini talk at the beginning with Jesse to show he's forgiven, and that was it.
Yeah,
and then
except for like the baby. Yeah.
Yeah, and the baby. Yeah, but it'd be nice to maybe see them in the relationship type thing. But
yeah, Neil Druckmann said they did cut out content from this game. I wonder what was cut. Yeah,
an insane amount, apparently. An insane amount. Because apparently there was meant to be 6 days in Seattle for Ellie and then 6 days for Abby.
That would have been fucking crazy.
And,
That would have been fucking crazy.
and like, Ellie was actually meant to go to that Seraphite Island, which would have been amazing.
Amazing. That's the thing. I know we're getting like off track here. We're weaving out here. We're weaving in.
We'll go back. Yeah, in and out. Yeah.
But let's talk about the game length for a second. Like, I actually feel like the game might be too long. Like, definitely playing it on the second time.
Really glad you agree.
Yeah.
First time I did not feel that.
Yeah, because I was just excited to see what was around the next corner.
Every cutscene, I was like, yes. But second playthrough, I couldn't agree more. To be honest, I think there's a few things I'd probably be able to go through and be like, I'd have trimmed that out, I'd have trimmed this out. That felt pointless type thing.
Yeah, like replaying the whole scenario again with Abby for the 3 days. I felt like might have been like that was the part of the game that might have been too much. I feel like they probably should have intercut that with Ellie, which is something they could always like go back and do. I mean, this is just a matter of changing the chapters. You know what I'm saying? Like changing the order of the chapters, but still, when you're playing as Abby for that second half, it starts to feel like it's weighing you down a little bit. Like you just want to get back to that climax of the theater. I do love the boss fight in the hospital though. There's a bunch of moments with Abby that they're my favorite parts of the game, like hands down. Like the whole hospital sequence, my favorite in the game. The whole Resident Evil thing was my favorite part of the game for sure.
Yeah, I didn't like Joel and Ellie's second flashback. I thought that was a waste of time. I didn't know what purpose that served.
Which one was that?
Where they're going to they're looking for the strings.
Ah, yes.
It just felt like it was just another. This is how much Joel cares, and say we don't need it. We know how much Joel cares. Another like the birthday gift was perfect. Yeah, that was probably like my favorite chapter in the entire game. That made me bawl so much.
Oh yeah, dude, the feels. They damn. Naughty Dog knows how to get you in the feels, man.
And the environments and like the aquarium, everything about that was just not aquarium, the museum. Was just amazing. Yeah, and the Finding Strings one felt pointless.
Yeah, that's where it feels like the game probably need to be trimmed down a bit in some.
Yeah,
sections.
That could have been took out and it'd be the same game in my opinion at least.
I mean, you do get that moment where Joel's like, I wish things were different, but they ain't. Great line. But the whole bloater fight, like that bloater would not die. Like, like the bloaters in this game are like way harder. Like you have to throw everything at them to stop them. But you get the shamblers go down like a couple shotgun hits. But like the bloaters, like there's only like 2 of them in the game, and one of them's in that flashback, and the other one is in the arcade. They don't go down. Like they don't go down. Like
no, I think a lot of Abby's could have been cut down as well. I think there was so much just walking around the stadium, just walking around the camp, and stuff like that. And Abby's mission, where you're trying to get through all the doors and all the doors are locked, so you have to go and find the generator, and then loads of zombies run out the door, so you have to fight all them zombies. It felt like a bit, I don't know, insulting. Yeah, like Resident Evil, but that's dated mechanics from Resident Evil. A lot of people would say it's dated.
Oh yeah,
go and find this generator. It's like Last of Us isn't that game. It just felt so out of place. That on my first playthrough, I felt that as well. Felt that mission was just pointless.
The hospital
yeah, you go to the hospital and then they ask you to go to the basement to find something. Yeah, and then you go into the basement. And you have to go all the way. Yeah, like that was just like, what the hell was the point in that?
You gotta get the.
You added like an hour and a half for nothing.
You gotta get the med kit, and the third one is the best one. The third one, that's the one.
That's what it just felt so. Like that could be cut out. The Finding Strings could be cut out. You could trim it into a little smaller game, and I think it'd be a lot more approachable. Because how long did it take you to finish it? Your first playthrough?
Oof, I think it was like between like 22 and 25 hours, something like that.
Yeah, mine was pretty similar. I was looking for collectibles, but yeah, mine was pretty similar.
Yeah, I was kind of sticking with story. Like the whole downtown section in the first day of Seattle, I kind of like blew right past it. I thought we were going to go back to it. Like I thought I was like, I'll come back to these areas later. No, you only get one chance.
Yep, one chance. That's it. Well, that's a beefy game, considering most of it is it fair to say, is pretty much walking, listening to people, cutscenes.
It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of story. Yeah. It's just a linear game. It's not like an open world game, like, like fucking Death Stranding, where it's 140 hours if you look at everything.
Oh, I do feel it's a bit too long for what it is.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's probably too long, but you never know. I don't know if it would have been better with like cut content put back in. Like, would it fix the pacing? I don't know, because there was some moments where it dragged. But let's get back to near the beginning of the game where, after Ellie leaves Jackson, you switch to Abby like immediately, and you actually play a little bit with her at the beginning of the game. And when you first were playing it, because of the leaks and stuff, we kind of already like knew what was going to happen. Which sucks. We were kind of robbed of that, because I wonder what it would have been, what it would have been like. You just played it for the first time, not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing who Abby was. How would your reaction have been? It's tough to say.
I think you're talking about, like, you're pretty similar to what I'm thinking. Are you thinking if this game would have been substantially more impactful and better if we didn't get it spoiled by the leaks? Because I felt the same when I started playing as Abby. I was like, no, the leaks are right. I was devastated. I was like, not by what actually happens, but by the fact that I know this entire segment. And when I got in the room with Abby and the crew, I was like, for fuck's sake, I was like, I know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I just thought that'd have blew my mind if I didn't have a clue. And then Joel gets his leg blown off. I'd have been like, what?
Yeah, I definitely would have like jumped down in my chair. Like, it would have been a huge fucking moment.
Huge moment, yeah. And I feel so sorry for Naughty Dog, because I bet they're devastated.
Like 6 years, man, they kept it a secret.
6 years, yeah.
But yeah, that whole moment would have been like way more impactful if we just saw it for the first time. And like just knowing what Abby's role was, I think was a huge spoiler. Like when you start playing as her, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, because it would have been like, what the hell? Why am I playing as this random character? And the emotion would have built, and then you'd be like, oh, cool, you're going to be teaming up with Joel, and then you wouldn't have been teaming up with Joel.
Right. And like the acting on Abby's face, I forget the actress that plays her, but incredible job. What they do with animating her face, had that look. She had that look of like betrayal, because Owen didn't want to go through with it because he saw the town and he's like, this is way too fucking big, we gotta go back. Like,
yeah, he knew that it was a fucking stupid idea to attack anyone in that town.
And he's thinking about Mel that's pregnant, like, so he's thinking about like a future, and Abby's just stuck in like her revenge quest. She's not thinking anything beyond getting Joel. And, they're at the town, they know where he is. And a lot of people think it's like coincidental writing that they run into each other. But, I think they kind of laid it out that they know that they have patrols and they're actually tracking a patrol route, right? And don't they lay that out? And they're like, oh yeah, that building over there is where a patrol's at right now. And like, that's the direction Abby goes. So, and the patrols, Joel's patrol, like, I don't think it's that coincidental. I think it makes sense.
It definitely, I never felt like it felt like lazy writing.
Yeah, a lot of people say it. A lot of people are saying it. Really? This whole beginning part of the game. It's like, it's all coincidental. It's all lazy. But I'm like, they kind of lay it out, like, pretty much. Like,
I mean, at one point, doesn't Abby say, "Oh, a patrol came through here recently"?
Oh yeah.
All her aim probably is at the beginning is to find a patrol, interrogate said patrol, and be like, "Where's Joel?"
It just happens to be the patrol she's tracking is Joel. Like, because he switched his routes, like, with somebody else. So,
out of all the coincidences in this game, that is not a big one.
Like, there's a lot of coincidental stuff that happens later on, like running into Jesse and stuff in the middle of the fucking neighborhood, like, which that was another part of the game where you go to like that neighborhood in like Highland Park or whatever, like, and it's just a bunch of houses overgrown and. She's trying to find Abby, but there's no reason really. That's another pointless part, because like you go through that whole area and it's for nothing, and you just get out of there. And like, so it was a huge mistake to even go to that area to begin with. But that's kind of getting ahead of ourselves right now. But
yeah, let's. I've got so much to say about the final few chapters, so let's save it. So the big thing we're getting to is Joel's death scene.
Yes.
Which. How did it make you feel? I know we've had the leaks, but let's just forget the leaks exist for a second. After that scene finished and you start playing as Ellie again, what were you feeling?
Oh, don't they lead in right to like the fucking funeral? No. It's Tommy talking to Ellie about Seattle and stuff. Yeah, and then it goes
about
to the
going
funeral.
to get revenge. Yeah. So what did you feel after the Joel cutscene?
After the final blow and shit. It's tough because you can never like take away the fact that we knew it was coming. So that moment where like Ellie's like, please stop and stuff like that, and she's telling Joel to get up. If I never saw the leaks, I would have thought Joel was going to get up or something miraculous was going to happen. But since like I knew like this was like the end of Joel, it just felt so sad. Like it felt so like not empty, but almost hollow. I don't know, cold, which is funny because it's all during the winter, and it feels cold. You know what I'm saying? Because revenge is a dish best served cold. I feel like if I never saw the leaks, that moment would have crushed me. A lot of people,
especially so soon.
Yeah, a lot of people, like, I was watching streamers, and like people have these over the top reactions to that. I don't know if they're just like being like facetious or like they actually mean like what they're doing.
I just don't believe anyone dodged those leaks. They were everywhere,
dude, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Even people saying Joel died.
Football comments and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The golf, like all the golf memes and stuff like that.
Everywhere, the memes. Yeah, like you couldn't. I tried my hardest to dodge it, and then it got spoiled, and I was like, ugh.
But just totally gutted when he actually did die, and you realize that you're not. Like, I thought that was gonna be the end of Joel. I didn't think we were gonna get anything else out of Joel out of the game, so I was kind of like a little pissed. But then you get the flashbacks later on. And I'm like, all right, I can deal with this, But like, yeah, that moment, I was just like, fuck. I'm gonna kill everybody in this room right now. I'm gonna kill everybody.
Yeah. I felt the exact same as Ellie. I was like, right, these are so fucking dead.
And that's the first time playing it. Obviously, the second time playing it, you just recognize everybody in the room a lot more, right? You're like Owen, like seeing Owen the second time playing the game. I was like, that's my boy, Owen. Like that's my dog.
Yeah,
and he saves Ellie.
So good.
Yeah. He's a great lay, and he saved Ellie. Like, isn't it? I thought that was like a big moment because it really showed that Owen was not the bad guy. I mean, a lot of them were not bad; they weren't evil.
He still didn't even want to do it there and then, did he?
Yeah, he was telling Abby to get it over with. He couldn't believe like what Abby was doing, which is amazing. Even Manny, like later on in the game, Manny's like, "Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna take it that far, Abby." Like, and he spit on Joel, so it's like it's pretty. I don't know. I never really played a game where you actually experience the other side, like the villains, what they were thinking, or you get to learn about them as much as you learn about the main characters. There's definitely, there's been some games like that, but like nothing like on this level with this attention to detail and polish and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really something else to play the second time through. Just seeing, like, you understand Abby's expressions on her face, like way more so the second time around. She doesn't she almost looks like confused that Ellie's there, because she's like, how could anybody love this Joel piece of shit? You know what I'm saying? That's what's like going through her head and stuff like that. And just so many layers on that scene too. I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole Joel death? What did you get out of it?
Yeah, I feel like I agree with pretty much everything you said, to be honest. There's a moment where in the second playthrough when she's screaming, "Get up!" and Abby's about to take the last hit.
Yeah.
Joel opens his eye, looks at Ellie, and it's just
so crushing because
it was soul crushing. Yeah, it was kind of just like I don't know. It felt like they were trying to say something with that moment, as if to say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't get up."
Yeah, like he moved his finger a little bit. He's still trying to move a little bit.
It was like, I'm trying for you, Ellie. I'm trying, but I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Oh god, it's so crushing.
Because even in his last moments, he didn't even look to see whether his brother was all right. It was just, I want to see if Ellie's all right.
Yeah.
Before I die.
To get to Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what's the whole first game was, like him protecting Ellie, getting to Ellie and stuff like that. That's pretty much the whole first game.
Yeah, and it really. It was a hard scene to watch. It's especially hard to watch the second time through. I always thought Manny was a piece of shit. After finishing the game, I still thought he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like spitting on Joel and stuff. I just thought, nah, you're just an absolute fucking asshole. Like, I probably hated him more than any other character.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was like kind of like more the comedic character because he's talking about how many bitches he's fucking, like he's like fucking everybody in this commune. Oh, did you remember that sex den you found? Did you find that? And you pick up the note and you read it and he takes it out of your hand.
He takes it off.
That was fucking great. That was very great.
I was like, I better still get my platinum. You took my collectible.
Right? Does that count? There's a couple moments in the game where they kind of like play with your expectations like that. Like when you're on the workbench and they start attacking you and like, we're not going back.
And they were good people. They just thought you were part of Abby's team, which is crazy.
What would have been even nuts if you could have found a way to avoid like that conflict or something like that? If you don't go in the building, you can avoid it that way. Like that's definitely a way to avoid it. But like if there was like some way in the moment to be like to stop the fight, but then again, those people are like fight or flight anyway.
Yeah, they were that scared, weren't they? Yeah. Joel's scene was definitely it's going to stick with me for a long time. I think without the leaks, it would have haunted me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, we almost had time to get ready for it.
I was prepared when the cutscene started. When they were in that room, I was like, right, well, I know what's coming, so I'm preparing myself here. And it still choked me up. So that shows how impactful it was.
Yeah, and I really love the scene afterwards with Tommy talking to Ellie, and Tommy's like hesitant. He's trying to like convince her not to leave and stuff like that. And Ellie's like, "Is this your wife talking? Is this your wife?" Yeah, I was totally on Ellie's side. I'm like, yeah, Ellie, we should already be at Seattle right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we waiting for?
I do feel like the only person who was done dirty in this game was Tommy, personally. I feel Joel was a very tiny bit done dirty, but I think Tommy was really badly done dirty.
Yeah, because you're kind of chasing him the whole game, and you don't really see him till like the last little bit of the game, really.
It's like, why did he leave without Ellie? He knew for a fact Ellie was going to leave no matter what, so that was a bit of an asshole move to do. Yeah, which just doesn't feel like Tommy at all.
Yeah, like you could see him like when he was talking to Ellie, he's like he's not so sure about what he's saying either.
We won't get into Tommy because there's stuff later on in the game that happens that also made me go, for God's sake, like, talk about being done dirty again.
Yeah, but he gets we'll shot in the face.
We'll stick with the chapters.
Yeah.
But, so that I think we've spoke about the Joel scene quite a lot there. I think since it got spoiled, enough people have already spoke about it, haven't they? So Seattle Day 1, what did you think about it as a whole?
I thought it was the longest chapter in the game. Like, especially
that's definitely right.
Especially playing it through a second time and getting every little thing that's in that area. Oh yeah, dude, it's a big old map there. That's the thing though. A lot of people were saying they wanted more of the game to be like that, but I think that would have been worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, thank you. Every review I watched said, "Oh, I wish that was the full game," and I was like, "What? That's not Last of Us."
Yeah, it was kind of messy. The whole design of the area. It's like, all right, go over here, go over there. Like, it wasn't a lot of structure to it. Like, but you know, in a way, kind of like organically, like got you to where you need to go for like the main story, you know. But yeah, everything that was like side, everything that was like extra, it felt like you were going out of the way. It felt like you were like way off course or something like that when you would go after.
Yeah, it was just unnecessary. Like, except for the collectible run, you just didn't need to whatsoever. Yeah.
Which was fun to see, like new areas and like you see new stuff that you didn't see the first time around. Like, that's always fun to see.
Yeah.
But still, like, if every single like chapter was like that, where they just give you a big old area, and then you have to find the main quest, and then
just wouldn't work as good.
Yeah, it would have felt way too bloated and stuff like that. I much rather just have that one little taste of it, and then have everybody clamoring for more if they really want it. But I feel like Naughty Dog, like, what they excel at is the linear story games. So, open world things, that's not their thing. You want an open world game, you got Cyberpunk coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, don't be worrying about, open worlds and Uncharted. Open worlds and fucking Last of Us here.
I just feel like the stories, you can tell a better story by going with a more strict path.
Yeah. And so much more detail. Like, that's another thing,
So much more detail, yeah. The environments look a lot prettier.
Dude, there are some shots in this game that look like photoreal. Like that, when you're getting dragged by the Seraphites when you're Abby, and you're looking up at the trees, and they're like lit by like torchlight and stuff like that. Holy shit! Like that shit looked photoreal, dude. Like, that was insane. Like, there are lots of moments like that where like you're looking at like foliage, and it's like, oh, that looks real. Like the way the lighting's like hitting it and stuff like that. It's like
lot of moments, yeah.
Yeah. Graphics insane. I'm sure we've already said that, but yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's like every place can be unique if you do a strict path. Like Red Dead 2, like it just, I mean, it's all pretty much similar. Like, there's nothing in Red Dead 2 that makes you stand there and go, whoa, that's a pretty cool environment design. It's all just desert and grass.
There's some pretty moments in that game though, but like
definitely pretty because the engine they use is so beautiful, but not like Last of Us 2 where you literally stop and you just gawk.
But yeah, but honestly, like Red Dead 2, that game didn't feel like it needed to be open world. Like I felt like they could have told the same story in like a more of a linear fashion. Because like you have a giant open world, but you don't really go everywhere. You know, you just go where you need to go, right?
Yeah, it doesn't utilize it, so what's the point?
Yeah. Like there was huge sections of that game I just never went to because there was no story reason to go, or there was no, you know, side quest reason to go, you know, other than like killing a bear or something like that. You know, like that's the only reason you would go to that area or something.
It's like Mafia 2 just didn't need to be free roam. It really just didn't need a sandbox.
And Mafia 2 is pretty much like grounded in like a straight up story too.
Yeah.
But
and no side stuff in it.
Yeah, but it's like the fake open world. Like, yeah, it's open world, but you don't want to go anywhere.
But you don't want to go anywhere. Yeah. Like Eleanor did the same thing.
Yeah, Eleanor, same thing. You just don't want to do the missions and stuff. But yeah, so I feel like Last of Us completely avoided that and just, you know, they focused on what they needed to, right?
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of games need to do that more. Yeah, man, like Day One Seattle, good shit. That's where I really started to connect with Dina. Like, that's where I really started to like her. And you play the Take On Me song in that, you know, the record shop and stuff like that. Oh, I almost teared up when she was doing the Take On Me. I'm like, God damn.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know why it was getting me, but it was a song for Dina, but like I kept thinking of Joel.
I just kept thinking it'd work better if she just played Joel's song.
Yeah.
It'd have added to the story, and it added that it'd show that that's what she's using as a memory. As like a memory to keep Joel around with her. Take On Me, I was just like, what? I was like, that's Take On Me? I was like, what? Yeah, it just felt random, yeah.
But the lyrics that I'll be gone in a day or two, the game takes place over a day or two, you know, like it's pretty on the nose. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful song. I love that song. Yeah. I love the MTV version they did, which is Ellie's version.
Yeah, so I liked how it was like, you know, the lyrics were kind of like, you know, adding to the story a little bit. Joel's song, I think, was Future Days by Pearl Jam. Was that that was his song, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you know, not my favorite Pearl Jam song, but yeah, it's I get it. Good song, you know.
Acoustic, it's a good song. It's very good acoustic, yeah. Mm-hmm. Translates well.
But yeah, I mean, she actually plays that song a little later, doesn't she, on like practice when she's practicing on the guitar?
I think she plays it in the theater, yeah. And
then it goes into the flashback. Oh, yeah. It's all coming back. It's all flooding back now. Yeah, what did you think about Day One Seattle? You know, what would you think about that Jewish temple?
I'm not sure. It just felt a bit too long. Again, I just feel like everything just felt a bit too long.
That's what they meant by ambitious. You know, it's gonna be a long ass game. You know?
Yeah, I think you could go through and find a lot of chapters where you're like, yeah, love that, yeah, love it. But there's the odd chapter you'd like, playing through it again. I was like, like.
100%. Like the road to the aquarium, I'm like, I do not want to go down this road again to the aquarium.
Yeah. And then you go to the elementary school, don't you? And Tommy's already got there and pretty much mutilated everyone there.
Oh yeah, and the dude that's puts the knife up to Ellie's throat, that dude, that's fucking young Sam Drake from Uncharted 4.
But the actor?
Yeah, the actor, same actor.
Yeah. Oh, right, that's cool.
Great actor.
And then they got the TV station, and
hell, that's when you get to the TV station. That's when you first like interact with the Seraphites, right? Or like that's when you first see like they're doing like what they, how they string up people and gut them and stuff like that. I love the combat in the game. I'm not like shy to say that. Like it's much better than the first game, by country mile. Like, it feels like way smoother too. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels better overall. Yeah, I love going from like stealth to like action and like murdering everybody. Gameplay is definitely a lot more polished in there. So like, it's not so much that these chapters are long and like there's nothing to do. I mean, I feel like when the action starts, it feels good. You get engaged, right?
Oh, definitely.
But there are moments where you're just walking around, you're reading notes and stuff, and I enjoy that too. I enjoy the environmental storytelling a lot. Like you get so many like stories just through notes and through like messages on a wall, or something would be like on some like written on some dry erase board, and you could read the stuff. Like nothing's like copy and pasted anywhere. Like everything has its own like unique thing to it. You never see the same thing like twice. I noticed on the second playthrough. Pretty incredible. Like it's quite the achievement. Like they didn't half-ass anything. What did you think of Day 2? I mean, we're on day, unless you want to talk more about Day 1. which, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. Like when you find where Tommy where he tortured those two dudes, that was a cool scene. That was an excellent callback to the first game. When Joel was torturing
the brothers
those two.
used the same technique, yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was pretty... It was like chilling, but like I was kind of happy to know that Tommy was there. I was like, all right, Tommy's.
I was really hoping to find Tommy. I was like, please find us soon.
That would have been interesting if you found him that early in the game and like he took over the Joel role. But then again, like I feel like they were trying very hard in this game to not do the same thing that they did in the first game. That's why the story is like completely like different, like radically different. That's why, nothing happens the same way twice. A lot of things that they mirror in the first game, like the sniper scene, like when, you're as Abby going up against Tommy. Tommy's a sniper. And it's just like, in the first game when Joel was the sniper in that cul-de-sac, like helping people escape. Like, it's reversed now. And you got to get to the sniper. Yeah. Like you're the one that's got to get there.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome stuff.
Definitely. Jumped ahead again.
Yeah, I know. We'll get around to it.
The birthday flashback was day one, wasn't it? It was the end of day one.
I think it was right there.
Yeah, that scene. Oh, we've already talked about the birthday flashback, haven't we?
Keep going, yeah.
Yeah, the aquarium. Not the aquarium, the museum.
You keep getting confused.
Yeah. It's because the T-Rex has got water flooded all around it.
Mm. Did you jump off that T-Rex like immediately?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
You could totally miss it. You could like walk right past it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I only because I thought, ooh, that'd be cool to climb.
Yeah.
And I actually did it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I did understand. Like Ellie was like, "I'm gonna jump." I'm like, "Where are you gonna jump to?" All I see is like this little puddle down here. I didn't think it was like that deep.
Yeah, I thought it was a suicide chapter there.
But yeah, that was an amazing scene. I just love how like fatherly Joel was. Like it's pretty crushing, because he really sees Ellie as Sarah. It's his surrogate daughter. It's pretty much his daughter now. And you find Sarah's picture in his house earlier as well. So you know that Joel's still holding on to that stuff, But yeah. So when you get the birthday flashback, I wasn't tearing up. I was feeling like that heartwarming feeling that you get when you're watching like, The Sandlot or something like that.
It was just great to see how much of a good guy Joel was. Like, fair enough, I think he did it for the right reasons in Last of Us 1, but in this one, like, all the flashbacks just showed how caring he was, like how truly, truly caring he was.
Oh yeah, dude. Like for Ellie, like he's a completely new person. Like he has humanity. Like that's his link to humanity. It's like Ellie. But yeah, man, like the whole dinosaur. I love Ellie's reactions to the dinosaurs too. When she's like, "It's a fucking dinosaur." That stuff was great. That made me laugh. And did you put the hat on Joel? I found like 2 hats. I put one on Ellie and one on Joel. That was funny. Another funny.
Oh yeah, it was a trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, so funny. So when she's putting the hat on the dinosaurs. And they keep talking about the Jurassic Park movie, which I thought was another hysterical thing. All 3 of them or something, right?
Yeah, they say this was it. The second and third one's not too good. I was how dare you?
The third one's excellent. I'll take that to that grave. Third
I like
one,
all 3 of them. Yeah,
excellent. The Vince Vaughn one, that's like the lower one on the totem pole. And then then you get to the astronaut stuff, the space stuff, which is another thing Ellie really wants to be as an astronaut. Do you think Naughty Dog is alluding to like their next game is going to be some kind of space game? Like a lot of like space references all over this game.
It's definitely going to be a new IP.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
it's Ellie in space.
So do you reckon they will go into a Last of Us 3, or they probably won't bother, or at least for a few years won't bother?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bother for a few years. They're definitely going to focus on that HBO show for sure.
Oh yeah,
for
course,
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Neil Druckmann was talking about third game like recently. Like he was talking about like part 3 or something like that. And I don't know where you would go. Like I feel like it ends so great, and we'll get to the ending soon here. But I feel like the final shot of the game, the final couple shots of the game. There's a few different like final shots of the game. But I feel like it ended at a point where you can't continue these character stories, but you could continue the world. Like the Last of Us world is like really ripe with like tons of stories you could do with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like like The Last of Us refers to humanity. It doesn't refer to like specific characters. So I like how this game kind of like expanded the world a lot more than just Joel and Ellie. Like if they they could have just did Joel and Ellie's story for this game, and that's all The Last of Us would be. It's just like it's Joel and Ellie. That's what Last of Us is. That's it. But I feel like it could be a lot more than that. Like you could do tons of different characters, really have like a big sprawling world here. And then maybe we run into Ellie again. Like, and that's what the third game I think would be. It would be completely new characters, and then you just happen to run into Ellie at some point. That's probably where they would go with that. But yeah, any final thoughts on the birthday scene? What did you think? What did you think of the birthday scene moment near the end where she finds the Firefly dude? That's like, these fucking fireflies, like fuck the fireflies and stuff like that. And you see the spray paint on the wall. It says. It shows the symbol, the fireflies. It says liars or something like that. I feel like that was a great way to show how like the public opinion like turned against the fireflies after what went down at that hospital, like, and how Joel pretty much killed their home base, and like there's no more fireflies anymore. And it's like there is no more light anymore. I thought that was a real powerful moment to see that people are like, fuck the fireflies, like just everybody since the hospital, you know.
Well, yeah, definitely, because now people will think, after that, no one would have wanted to be a Firefly because of how bad the public perception is of them, the promise to save the world, and then, because of Joel, they didn't fulfill it.
But yeah, man,
yeah.
What was after that? Day 2 and stuff like that? The theater and stuff? Yeah. I forget which moment you find that Dina's pregnant. What was that? What was that?
When you first get in the theater, because she starts throwing up, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah, that's right. And Ellie's like, you're a burden now. I'm like, God damn, Ellie. You are a cold bitch.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, she's a bit of a burden.
She's 100%. Like, but yeah, Mel was pregnant, like, 6 months pregnant? She's still going on missions. You know, get your shit together, Dina.
Grow up, Dina. Grow up.
But yeah, I mean, there's tons of moments in this game where I'm like looking at Ellie. I'm like, all right, Ellie, like get your shit together. Like, you're losing your mind.
See, I never felt like that. Every moment I kind of was like, I completely understand. Or I just didn't think she'd really lost it, because she'd always kind of go back to a normal self to somewhat. I never think she could. I would have liked to see, and it's one problem I had with the game as well. I don't think Ellie completely lost it, which I really wanted to see.
I think she lost it a couple times.
Oh, I don't think she did. I really don't think she did. Like, well, so let's move on to Seattle Day 2. So she goes to Hillcrest to find Tommy, which
pointless. It's a kind of pointless. The whole Hillcrest thing.
Which is completely pointless
because there's nobody there, and they just have to.
She doesn't find Tommy. He's long gone again, and then they get word of Tommy being elsewhere, and Ellie would rather get revenge on Abby than going to find Tommy.
Yeah,
and the Seattle Day 2 is quite short, and it ends with you going to the hospital with that scene from the trailer where she's like filled with rage in that red flashing room.
Yeah, and you kill what's her
name?
Nora. Yeah. Yeah, but before that, like, doesn't like Jesse, is that where Jesse's like, I hope you make it type thing, right? Or is that, God, I'm getting my days confused.
Oh yeah, that's Day 2. So once you get to Hillcrest,
no, that's Day 3. No, that's Day 3 when Jesse's like, "I hope you make it," because like that's when they split off and she goes straight to the aquarium. So that's Day 3.
I thought Jesse goes to the hospital with her.
No, Jesse doesn't go to the hospital with her.
Oh, so that's still you alone in Hillcrest.
No, that's where you meet Jesse for the first time. It's Hillcrest, and then you bring him back to the theater, and he stays with Dina while you go to the hospital.
Oh, right, correct. Yeah. And then you got the hospital. Yeah. To be fair, that hospital scene kind of. It started amazingly, and then it was like, it just let me down completely, because I was like, why the fuck have the cutaway? Like, what's the point?
You're trying you wanted to see her smashing her face in? Is that what you was?
Yeah, even if it was for like 2 seconds. I just feel like, for me personally, it didn't have the same impact not showing it. I feel like it was a wrong time not to show it. I feel like if there was any moment to show it, would have been that. Like, don't cut, because obviously she must have carried on for ages afterwards because she was covered in blood.
Covered in blood.
So it should have just like forced the viewer to watch it for as long as it lasts until Nora's done.
That would have been a little uncomfortable.
That's the whole point though, because the game's teaching you to hate Ellie. Let's be honest, it is. It really is. Are you telling me that what's it, the farm scene didn't have you being like, fuck's sake, Ellie? Like,
Oh yeah, when she
just
decides to go after Abby again. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like that was set up for the entire game, where it was kind of like wanting you to be a bit sick of Ellie.
By that point, yeah, you really should be like goddamn Ellie.
So do you not think it would have been amazing to see her just absolutely mutilate Nora?
I think you would have had more negative feelings about Ellie if you saw that. Leaving it up to the imagination, I think, is always a better option here because she could do a lot of things with that pole.
No, yeah, but like it's not much imagination because she was. I feel like it would have been better to show it, like force the viewer to watch it to see how far she went, to see why she was covered in blood, and we'd be just as traumatized as her when Dina's trying to comfort Ellie, because we'd be sat there like, holy shit, like that was a bit too far.
Yeah.
Up until then, personally, I don't feel like Ellie went too far. Like she'd killed people just like that and Left Behind, really.
Tons of
stabbing
people.
them in the neck and stuff. Yeah, but like the Nora one was like, you needed information from her, and instead of getting information, you kind of just laid into her.
and there was that point where Nora was like, "Do you still hear his screams? Yeah, that little bitch got what he deserved."
Yeah,
that's where I'm like, "Oh, this bitch is dying."
Yeah, she's so nice. Yeah.
I don't know. I could have. I didn't need to see what happened. I was satisfied when she started like breathing in the spores. I'm like, all right, she's dead now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, we know she's dead. I just really wanted some like visceral moment where, as a viewer, you were like, "Fucking hell."
I could have taken it or leave it. It's like it's not that.
It just didn't have the same impact that he was obviously aiming for with that scene, especially when she sat with Dina crying and obviously very traumatized. I was just like, well, you didn't show it, so
yeah,
I don't have the same feeling. If you felt differently, that's fine. Like that's the beauty of games design, I guess.
Mm. Yeah, I felt like it would have been a little bit too much if we actually saw like her smashing her, caving in her face or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they even cut away from Joel when like Joel the golf club comes down for the last time.
I didn't want to say because obviously I love him as a character, but yeah, I felt like they cowed it out a bit with that as well.
Yeah, they actually go back to flashes of his face later on in the game to like ramp up Ellie. But
it like haunts her, doesn't it? Yeah.
What did you think about the Vita girl that you stabbed in the neck, and that you later on you actually see her and she talk to her?
Neck good. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really get to know her later on in the game. You just kind of meet her, and it's just, oh well, I killed you.
I know that's the thing that was kind of like blowing my mind. Like that's the thing. I'm like, wow. Like Naughty Dog actually like, yeah, go ahead and meet all the people you just murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but I do feel like
some ballsy shit.
I think for me, I kind of feel like criticizing this game. I feel like it's probably going to sound like I'm shitting on it for the entirety of this video because it's all criticism, to be fair. But I do feel like I just didn't care. I just really didn't care. I know it was meant to make you think, oh, we've killed all these, or that they didn't really deserve it, or you kind of liked them a bit. And I wasn't. I was like, yeah, good for you, Ellie. Just fucking slaughter every single one of them. It's exactly what they deserved. And I loved Abby, but I still wanted her dead. Like,
you're bloodthirsty.
I just don't think there was never a part where I kind of stopped and I was like, right, calm down, Ellie. But whereas really off, so it's kind of matches. But Rick and Walking Dead, there was times where I was like, whoa, like I was like, Rick, calm down. Like, whereas this, I never had that with Ellie. Personally,
I had a few times with Ellie with that. That I'm just gonna go to day 3 in the aquarium where Jesse, they see the boat, and then they know Tommy's in one direction, and like Abby is in the other direction with the boat. What was Jesse say like, well, we should go get Tommy first, and Ellie's like, no, he'll meet us at Abby's place, which she was right about. So technically, like, but still, like, that was a moment where I was just like, what, you're really like this obsessed, like, Ellie, that you can't like get Tommy first? Like, you have to abandon Jesse. Like, she just was so laser focused on getting to Abby, like she didn't really care what happened to Jesse at that point. And that was like another moment where I was like, why are you doing this, Ellie? Like, why? This is not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Splitting up. It all works out anyway because it's a video game, but that was one of those moments where I was just like Jesse was here to help you. He's here to get Tommy and Dina out of here. Like, that's the goal now. It's not to kill Abby anymore. It's just to get the fuck out of here alive with your pregnant girlfriend. And it's like Ellie's like, fuck all that. I just want to kill Abby, you know. Like, and I was like, Ellie.
Oh
like,
no,
how many more?
I think it made sense. She was never really close to Tommy, and you could tell that from playing this game. She never really got that close to him. Still.
Yeah, but is she close to Dina? Is she close to Jesse? I assume she is. She's been
no, but she knows Dina's safe. If with Jesse, it was kind of just like a fair enough fuck off. Then you should be coming with me. I never really felt like that was a bang out thing to do. It kind of made sense for her to go and
I feel like that was the moment where she turned. That was the moment where she turned, kind of like lost her bolts. You know what I'm saying? She lost some screws, and then she go on a huge killing spree to the aquarium, and then can we just get to the aquarium, because I feel like day 2 is kind of a drag anyway.
This is day 3 now.
This is day 3 we're in. This is near the end of day 3. After the whole bloater fight in the arcade, which was fucking awesome. Yeah, the boat trip, actually getting to the aquarium, was a pain in the ass, but
it was a fucking pain in the ass. Yeah, it was annoying.
But you finally get there, and you kill Mel and Owen there. You stab Mel in the throat, and you find that she's pregnant. You shoot Owen in the chest, and at that point, playing it for the first time, I was kind of like, all right, they kind of got what they deserved. And then you see Mel was pregnant. I'm like, fuck Ellie. Like, God damn it, Ellie. She couldn't like stop herself for a moment to see that she was pregnant. Like, that's where that blood, like thirsty rage came in. Go ahead and kill the
you'll notice what my favorite scenes are in this game.
Everybody gets like brutally murdered.
Because she didn't know Mel was pregnant, so you kind of can throw that on one side. But then even then, for the story it's telling, it made sense. Yeah, I think even if she was pregnant and killed, if she knew Mel was pregnant, I'd still be like, yeah, kill her, fuck her, absolutely fuck her. What are you gonna do? Wait for her to have the baby and then go and kill her?
Ellie throws up the second she finds out that Mel was pregnant. So I don't think she would have killed Mel if she knew that detail.
Story wise, I don't think she would have.
And I think
personally, I would have agreed with it if she did.
And I think she personally, Ellie was like, she didn't give a fuck in that moment, like she wasn't even looking for that possibility that Mel could be pregnant or anything. She just wanted Abby, at all costs. And that's another thing. It's like a whole motif about the game. Like Owen at the beginning of the game says, "I'll help you, Abby, but not at any cost." And then you see Ellie go on this journey to get to Abby at any cost. Like shutting away her friends, going on her own, killing pregnant ladies. Like she'll do anything to get to Abby at any cost. I guess it's like the balance that they're trying to talk about in the game. It's just like, is something worth losing everything? Yeah, it's like one of those themes that keeps popping up during the game.
I think it's very much like a personal story for everyone. I think a revenge story is always going to affect its viewers differently every single time, because I was agreeing with everything Ellie did. I think revenge is worth it. Whereas some people are like, it's not justice, or it wouldn't make you feel any better, and so on and so forth. So it's amazing storytelling. And I think from the start, knowing it was going to be a revenge story, Neil Druckmann knew it was going to be divisive, because he knew everyone's going to feel completely different about every character in this game, which they have. I mean, we're having polar opposite opinions now at the moment, which is amazing to think about, really. But
and I just listened to Colin's Last Stand, their review of this game, and his co-anchor Chris Raygun, he's on your side completely, and Colin's on my side completely. It's like the same conversation's happening over and over with a bunch of people. So don't feel like it's a weird thing. Don't feel like it's a weird thing.
No. So a big moment that happens in that scene is Ellie kind of gives up looking for Abby.
Yeah.
She drops the map as if to say, I'm not bothered anymore. Yeah. She goes back. She's getting ready to go back home.
Yep. She's almost content with leaving.
Yeah. Almost content with it, yeah. And then what happens, Lantern? What happens?
Abby shows up for her fucking revenge.
Abby fucking shows up for her revenge, yeah. And in this moment, when I think you're talking to someone, where you're talking with Jesse, and then you hear Tommy scream, what were your thoughts? Because I had no idea what was going on. I was like, wait, what's happening? Because I thought zombies had got in. That's the first thing I thought. Mm-hmm. So it was a very big surprise when I got there and Abby was there. I was like, holy shit.
I mean, Jesse just gets shot in the face instantly.
Jesse gets his full face blown off.
God. Yeah, that kind of crushed me. Like, no, it was so quick. I didn't really have time to react.
But that's why I love this game, because that's how it should be in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like Walking Dead does it as well. Main people die, and it's like, yeah, that's how it should be.
Mm.
Like, I love that. Yeah, I agree. I was heartbroken, but I was like, how fast it quickly. Jesse's dead. He's a quick pan shot of him dead. Boom, straight back into the story.
Yeah.
I feel like that's so perfectly done because of how quick Ellie's losing people left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Like, they can't dwell on it, yeah. Ellie can't dwell on it. She couldn't dwell on it. She doesn't. It's amazing. That is a great scene. But without saying what happens after that scene, it cuts to Abby.
Yeah.
So you don't know what happens. It cuts straight to Abby. And I was a bit pissed off, to be honest. I was a bit like, what? I was like, you cannot end it there.
And they don't.
They don't, but
you go on another 10 hours of game.
A lot of 10 hours, yeah. And then it jumps into a flashback with Abby. I think it's the first flashback.
Yeah, to the zoo at the hospital where the giraffes came from. God, full circles. Full circles.
Full circle. This time you got to see a zebra.
Yes, a black and white zebra caught in some mesh, some like
barbed wire
mesh. Yeah, man, I feel like they were definitely mirroring the first game kind of with the zebras and like how the giraffes were like roaming free in the first game, and like and then you see the zebra like fucking chained down and shit like that. Maybe there was some they're trying to mirror like how Abby feels in this game compared to like how Ellie felt when she saw the giraffes in the first game. But still, like that's a moment where you start to see why Abby is the way she is and stuff like that, and why she got all ripped. It's not because she's transitioning. It's just so she can kill Joel.
In one of the flashbacks in the younger days before, I'm certain it's when she's that young, she's talking about how she's been hit in the gym. Or am I thinking wrong? Is that later on when they're at their aquarium with Owen after her dad's already been killed?
Yeah, she still hasn't worked out yet. Like, she's at the aquarium with Owen in another flashback, and she's still not, like, working out like crazy yet, because they're about to go into boot camp with the WLF, right? Like, they're about to, like, start doing all that stuff.
Yeah, but she does say, doesn't she started hitting the weights, and she can bench press quite a lot now.
Oh, yeah. She said, I can bench, like, 175 or something like that. Or 250. I don't know what she said, but yeah, she started working out because of what happened to her dad. Like, she's that laser focused on getting revenge that she's like, I don't want to fuck you, Owen. I just want to go work out until I can kill a man with my bare hands.
And she does kill a lot of people with her bare hands.
Yeah, that's like a little thing her character does. She like breaks everybody's necks with like her arms, with her big ass arms. Even the zombies, so she'll be breaking everybody's necks.
You can one punch people.
Yeah,
momentum perk.
Yeah, the momentum perk. Yeah, you go after everybody.
Amazing.
So fun. But yeah, man, I liked how there was a reasoning to why she was built the way she was built.
Oh yeah, I don't think it needed any really. I mean,
but they went the extra mile. Like everybody was
the extra mile. They didn't need to tell us why she was bulk. I mean, anyone with a brain could have figured out why. They still did, and it's still gone over people's heads. I've seen people still talking about, so is she transgender? It's like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
I don't think she'd keep the name Abby if she was transgender.
Yeah, it should probably be something more masculine or something like that.
Yeah, and she embraces the womanly, like her dad calls her baby girl all the time and stuff. And you just
Owen, she lets Owen take her from the back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? No.
Hell yeah!
Like she definitely wants to be womanly, right? Like she's just a chick with muscles at the end of the day. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, she was still very submissive in that scene. She wasn't the dominant one.
Exactly.
No.
So like
I loved Abby. I thought she was sexy.
Oh, okay. I think I know where this is going, Proctor.
Hell yeah!
X-rated podcast.
Yes. The first X-rated YouTube Last of Us 2 podcast.
Oh yeah. But yeah, where were we going with all that? With we see Abby's backstory, and then we're at day one Seattle with Abby.
She goes on the little mission with Owen and Mel, which was only to character build, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Served no purpose that I can think of. It was a character build. I'm sure it was.
Well, that's the purpose, character building. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. I'm just saying, like, nothing big happened in them chapters.
Chapter, yeah, a lot of talking, a lot of talky
it's
stuff.
A lot of character building. Yeah.
Well, I'm really
Seattle
sorry.
Day 1's when you meet Lev and.
No. That's day 2, isn't it?
Is it? I thought it was day 1.
Or is it the end of day 1? Yeah.
End of day 1 when you're in the getting dragged through the forest. Yeah.
Lev and Arya, is that her name?
I thought it was Yara.
Yara? Yeah, it might be Yara. Yeah, what did you think of those characters?
It did feel a bit
shoehorned.
Yeah, like, I never really felt anything for them. I get what they were going for. Abby had Lev just like Joel had, and blah blah blah. And I was just like, yeah, but I don't feel anything for Lev. So, like, if they kept Yara, Lev died in the wherever they went. Yara lived, and you had to protect Yara because she had the proper busted arm. I think that'd have worked a bit better. Like, you looked out for Yara more and stuff.
You do carry her at some point.
Yeah,
just
which is a lot of character. But Lev, I kind of just was constantly, for fuck's sake. And then when Lev drove off in the boat, I was like, oh, for God's sake, like, you are so annoying.
Dude, that Lev kid reminded me a lot of Atreus from God of War.
Yeah, he kept putting Yara at risk, which is just fucking dumb. Like, it was so annoying.
And technically, Lev is the trans character in the game.
Oh yeah,
which I didn't really realize it for like the first time I played it, like until he like killed his mother, and then they start talking about why, and I'm like, oh, like I thought it was a little boy the whole time, like I didn't think Lev was a girl. I was like missing the stuff where they were talking about they were gonna make her a wife, and she wants to be a warrior. That's why he shaved her head, you know. I caught all that the second time through for sure, but
oh no, when you're actually there, with Abby and they actually scream, the shout at Lev, her female name,
which I forget what it was.
I can't remember now. Lily,
that's what it was.
Yeah. Because I remember in that mission, I was like, why did they keep saying Lily?
Yeah, it was going over my head the first time.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? And then when that scene comes, like you've just said, I do feel like really like you're doing such a dark story and you want to stop the game for 5 minutes to have a conversation about how her mum didn't respect her being wanting to be a little boy instead.
Didn't respect her. Like, he was going to kill her ass. He was going to kill her.
I just feel like it would have been better to let us accept that it was a boy. Kind of. Do you not think? Because when that scene happened, I was like, oh, for God's sake. I was like, really? That you couldn't have just let us believe she was a boy for the full game. Now we're kind of just sat there going, ugh.
Well, that's the part of the game, the whole Seraphite Island. That's all that stuff I felt like was damaged by all the stuff they took out of the game. I felt like that stuff was going to be expanded on even more, probably. I feel like that was probably the stuff that got cut a lot for time.
Yeah, that feels where the pacing just flips. It just kind of just, in my opinion, from finding Lev and Yara going onwards, the game's a fucking mess, in my opinion. Personally. Like, in my opinion, I still love the game. And you can still like stuff that's a bit messy. I mean, there's loads of films I love that's a bit messy, but I do feel like meeting them onwards. I love the skyscraper moment, so maybe...
That is a great moment, yeah.
I rephrase it to the skyscraper moment onwards. Like, after the skyscraper moment, that's where I feel like it gets a bit messy.
That's the thing about this game. I feel like all the best moments in the game are with Abby. Like, at least a lot of them are. Like the whole.
I wouldn't agree with that.
The whole skyscraper thing.
That was amazing.
Was brilliant.
Amazing, yeah. Brilliant. When you fall in the pool, I was like, "Whoa, that's cool."
just the way the animations were on her body, like she was like shivering, and she would grab like the edges of the thing as she's like crawling across and stuff.
Because she had
vertigo from the height and stuff. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you look straight down, like the camera actually changes a little bit.
Yeah, it shakes. Yeah, it zooms out. It has like a tunnel vision look, doesn't it?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool they did that. But yeah, that was all great stuff. And really, that was the point of the game where, like, I went from like, oh, why am I playing as Abby, to like, I kind of want to play as Abby more. Like, kind of like an
I
Abby.
loved playing as that. I thought Abby was a lot funner to play as. A lot funner.
Yeah, her movements were just better. I don't something about it. Like,
And she could still do everything Ellie did because she could still be stealthy.
Yep.
So you could still essentially do everything Ellie did, but you had better guns.
Yeah.
You had better biceps.
Uh-huh.
It just played nicer.
Yeah, but that whole skyscraper scene.
Day 2, the skyscraper parts are day 2.
I'm kind of like glossing over day 1 because day 1's kind of boring as fuck.
Yeah, day 1's pretty much just all dialogue.
I think she's just trying to get to the aquarium, right, to find Owen. I think that's all day 1. Then she runs into Lev and what's her name? Moving on day 2. Then, my favorite day.
Yeah, the skyscraper moments. Yeah, they are amazing. And then I think at the end you bring. What's the end of day 2? Is the end of day 2 where you.
The Rat King. That's the end of day 2.
The what?
I just played it this morning.
Oh yeah, day 2. So you start in the skyscrapers, and then the end of day 2 is when you go to the WLF and you get held prisoner.
Yeah. So you start like in the highest place, right? And then you end at the basement of the hospital fighting the Rat King. Like, it's a lot of good design. You know what I'm saying with the game? It's like nothing was like they put a lot of thought into this shit. But yeah, you don't like the Resident Evil Rat King part. Would you feel like it was too out of place or something like that? Because I personally love it. That's like my highlight of the game.
That boss was amazing. No, like that was so because it one hit you even on the easiest difficulty. That boss would one hit you, and it was really. I died a few times to that boss. Okay. I'm on about the part where you're looking for the med kits, not the boss, but everything else around it, where you have to go and find the generator. You have to pull the generator, and then all the zombies come out of the weird corridor room.
Very video gamey. Very
video gamey. Yeah, it kind of took me out a bit. I was like, "What's going on here? Like, this feels a bit unnecessary."
But the actual fight with like the Rat King.
Oh, the fight was amazing. That was a standout moment from the game.
For me too.
It was it the first? Oh, it was the second new infected we've seen, the Shambler, and then this boss.
And people said the Stalkers were in the first game. I don't remember them in the first game. At least they weren't like this. They were not like
Oh, the Stalkers. Yeah, I forgot about them.
They weren't like hiding like behind corners trying to flank you and get behind you, you know? Like that was some scary shit when you first run to them. I know, there's a lot of stuff in the game. Obviously, it's like a 30-hour game. We're not going to touch on every little thing, probably.
Yeah, there'll be a lot we'll miss out on.
But still, yeah, the whole Abby and Lev going through the building to get to the hospital. It's an infected building, and I liked all that. You can actually like run through it if you want it. Like I was going through for collectibles, and I got to the descent. It's what it's called. When you're going down that hotel or something, and it's covered in infected. You can run through it, dude. Like you can run right to the end as long as they don't the clickers don't grab you or the shamblers don't grab you. You're fine. Like you can get all the way to the end really until you have to fight like that one hallway. But still, I like that a lot about the game. You can just like run through, like if you really want to.
Yeah, there was so many points where you could just run past the enemies if you wanted to and get out of there.
It just seemed like it was more like visceral or something like that. Like you have to get out of there. You gotta run. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I like that all that combat going down that the descent into the hospital boss. Like when you think about like what you were doing in that day too, it all fucking lines up, right? It all makes sense. Definitely my highlight of the game. I also the stalker that comes off the Rat King that you kind of like shoot to death. That seemed like kind of sad. Like it was a little stalker thing. It was so pathetic. Like it really couldn't do anything to you because you had shivs, so you could just like knock it off. It was all weak, and I took it out in like 6 shots with like the handgun, the strong handgun.
Yeah, the hunting pistol.
Oh yeah, and nailed the fucker. Like it was kind of sad because it was just like it's nothing without its bigger brother. I don't know. It's almost like a metaphor for the game. I don't know.
You'll probably find something if you dig deep enough.
I know. That's the thing with this game. Like you can go and you can go down tons of rabbit holes. And funny enough, what is referenced in this game a lot is Alice in Wonderland. Like there's literally a section where you go through a bookstore and there's like mushrooms painted on the wall. And they're like, why would they do this? Like, why would they think mushrooms are cool or something? Fucking, it's an Alice in Wonderland story that's on the wall. It's the Mad Hatter with the ticking clock and stuff like that. It bleeds into the game. And what's the dog's name? What's Abby's dog's name? It's Alice. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a I mean, you could keep going down that rabbit hole all day with how many things connect. What are some other significant parts from day 2 or day 1 of Abby's journey before we get to day 3 that you want to talk about?
I think all of day 2 is pretty much the hospital. So. And the descent. And day 1 was all just character building, really. I don't think anything big happens in day 1.
Other than meeting Lev and what's her face? Yeah. That's the only thing that really happens in day 1.
Day 3 onwards, in my opinion, is a mess. I think the game falls apart completely.
Yeah, until we get back to the climax. Yeah, I feel like
there's brilliant moments and so on, but I do feel like it just...
They were just trying to rush to get back there, I feel like. I mean, that's what it felt like.
No, like day 3... onwards for the rest of the game, except when it goes back to the confrontation with Ellie and Abby. That's like that is the only moment that doesn't feel, but everything else, day 3 onwards, just feels a mess, an absolute mess.
Dude, the whole Seraphite Island feels totally out of place. It feels almost just like
out
DLC.
Of place. Like DLC, completely. Just I remember playing, I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" I'm completely lost here. I just don't even know what's going on. Mm. Which for the entire game, it just flowed so perfectly. And then all of a sudden, Lev fucked off. I was stood there going, she can't be fucking serious. Like, he can't be serious.
Why did anyone hold Lev down? God damn it.
Yeah, like, beat Lev with a stick.
Yeah.
You follow Lev, because obviously you're going to follow Lev. You go to the island, and it just feels so out of place, random, for no reason. Like, you just don't care about the Seraphites. Personally, you don't really care about Lev still. Yara gets fucking a face blown off about 50 times by a machine gun or pistol or whatever it is. You don't really care. Like, it finally flips back to Abby and Ellie's confrontation in the theatre that we've waited for.
We gotta go back to the Seraphite Island, though.
It's such a mess, though. You can't even talk about it.
This is the thing. That's Seraphite Island. The Seraphites, I think, are the coolest enemy in the game. But it just sucks that you get so little with them. It really sucks that you get so little with them. And then when you get to the island, it really feels out of place because we haven't really got to know the Seraphites all that well. So yeah. So like, even when Abby sees like the villages, she's like, holy shit, there's a lot of people here. Like, not even Abby knows how many Seraphites are there, and they fucking live like within.
And then they're going to war with them. So how doesn't Abby know? Yeah, they're literally going to war with them. Like,
like Isaac's keeping all this secret. Like, that was another character in the game I didn't feel like got enough time was Isaac. I mean, he has a bunch of notes early on, but
he felt so random.
Yeah, it was Jeffrey Wright though. Jeffrey Wright played him. Great actor. Great.
Boardwalk Empire.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he only has like 2 or 3 scenes, like max. I think that's it. Like, and he gets shot by the sister of Lev, and then she gets all blown to shit. Which I thought was kind of funny. But then you go through the fucking village on fire, dude. That scene alone was amazing. Like, I think that was like a big highlight of the game. It just happened to take place in probably the messiest chapter of the game, in an area that probably should have been in the game. The whole Seraphite thing probably shouldn't have been in the game, but maybe that's because they had a lot more content with them and they just wanted to cut the game down for time and stuff like that. But actually, like, on the horseback and going through the burning village was like a great visual. Like, it just looked beautiful. The fire looked so fucking good.
It did, but you just didn't care about everyone burning to death around you because you didn't have a clue what they were or what was going on. Yeah. So story-wise, I feel like if just don't make Lev bail in the boat, there you go, you've just won like 3 hours back of the story. And it wouldn't have made a difference because you did it that messily anyway. Yeah,
dude. You had to get Abby out of the aquarium, though. And, it's fucked up because Owen wanted to go with Abby. So, if Owen went with Abby, he would have lived.
Yeah.
So Abby actually got Owen killed because Abby's like, no, you stay here, with your priorities and stuff like that. And just like, fuck, Abby, you killed Owen. It's your fault he died. You told him to stay behind. A lot of fucked up shit happens to Abby as well in this game.
Yeah. And
Manny dying. We kind of glossed over Manny dying, but yeah, Tommy kills Manny with a, shot to the face real quick. right? Like they're at the door, and Manny's like, "Let's go around," and then he gets shot in the face.
Oh, yeah, with a sniper, yeah.
Great moment. Great moment.
Yeah, and then instead of killing each other, she just throws Tommy off the edge.
Throws off this, and he survives. Tommy survives to fight another day.
To fight another day, yeah. Like, there's not much we can say about day 3 because the Seraphite Islands.
That's all. That's most of what day 3 is. It's the sniper section, and that's the Seraphite Island. Yeah.
I just don't believe anyone could come back and comment on this and say, like, no, you're wrong. The Seraphite Island it made sense or whatever, because it didn't. It really didn't.
People are gonna be commenting you're wrong on everything. You know what I'm saying?
True. But still, that was just so messy. Like, yeah, I don't think we should talk about that anymore. That was just a mess. I feel like even Neil Druckmann's probably like, yeah, like I'm a bit deviled. We have to cut stuff out.
I kind of wish there was more there.
Just a little bit of fleshing out of Seraphites, yeah.
But still, I think that even that had good moments. The whole, like, fire, town, and you have the Seraphites fighting the WLF, and you can, like, sneak around them to, like, the horse. Did you do that? I did that. I let them fight and kill each other, and I literally just snuck right to the horse and got out of there.
Yeah. I did the same thing. Yeah.
Lots of fun.
But
still, story-wise, yeah, a little messy. And the boss fight at the end with the dude, and you rip off his jaw, essentially. I don't know how that dude kept going. Like, his fucking...
Oh, I forgot about that. Bloody hell.
He cut, like, fucking his cheek off or something like that. Oh, yeah, looked bad. Oh, my God. Looked fucked up. I was really surprised he kept going there.
Yeah, but after that, you go back to Ellie and Abby in the theatre. So, about 10 hours ago, game time, it ends with Abby pointing a gun at Ellie, and then it goes back to it now.
Yeah, and I think that's the make or break point for most people in this game. It's definitely that 10 hours of Abby, which I feel like they really could have remedied. They could have remedied it. Oh my God, I can't say remedy. They really could have fixed that by. They really could have fixed that by just, like, intercutting Abby's story with Ellie's story, so that you wouldn't have to be sitting there for 10 hours with Abby. You would just be getting her story at the same time you're getting Ellie's story. I feel like that would have resolved a lot of grievances, and I bet you they probably had the game laid out like that at some point, and then for some reason or another, they thought it was better to change it like this, to make you take over as Abby, like, halfway through, and, like, it be this real polarizing thing where, like, either people are gonna love it or they're gonna hate it type thing. I don't know if that was the best decision, because I feel like a lot of people don't even get back to the theater part, right? They pick up Abby and they kind of, like, give up on the game, right?
Yeah, so, I can see that happening. I could definitely see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, so they don't even get a chance to get back to the theater, which I think is another huge highlight of the game is the Ellie versus Abby fight at the theater, and Ellie is the boss. Like, Ellie's the boss. So good.
I love the moment where you go back to the theatre, but you're Abby, and you're sneaking in through the window that you climbed out earlier to drag the wire, and you go into the radio room where Dina was sleeping, then you go down the stairs, and it's like...
Dude, I remember seeing, like, the first time playing that, I remember seeing that ladder, like, next to that window.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, someone's getting up here. Like how do I get down here?
Yeah, I had that same... Yeah. I was like, ooh... Yeah, definitely something's happening here.
Yeah, you probably should lock these windows.
But
yeah.
So Abby points the gun at Ellie, and then what happens?
We chase Ellie down to the backstage area, right? And whoa! Yeah. She shoots Tommy in the back of the head.
She shoots Tommy in the head.
Essentially, it's a great shot. All right, it just went through his eye or something.
If you watch that scene back, she blew Tommy's head off. Like,
it seems like it. Yeah.
It seemed like it. Yeah, I remember playing that moment, and I was like, "Holy shit! They've just killed Tommy off in the flash of a second." And for about a few seconds, I hated it, and then I was like, "Actually, that was like amazing that they had the balls to do that." Like, because it made sense. Because it just made complete sense for the story, and I thought, yes, Abby is, like, unbelievable. Like, she's unstoppable. And yeah, then she shoots Tommy in the back of the head, and then chases Ellie into the theater room, into where all the seats are.
Mm. Yeah, and they go out to the backstage area, and that's where the boss fight pretty much is. But Yeah, pretty interesting how you have to stealth around to get like behind Ellie and stuff. And Ellie is like super quiet. Like there's moments where you can't see her because she's in crouch too and stuff.
It's a throwback, isn't it, to David and Ellie? It was the same boss fight.
Yeah, it really is really
Yeah.
similar. Except for no like random glass or plates on the ground, like random broken
Yeah,
plates all over the ground.
She actively walks around to find you, and it's quite a tense moment because she one hits you as soon as she sees you.
And it's like you're playing as Abby, so there's like this conflict of interest happening as well. It's like I don't want to hurt Ellie, like, and I know Abby can like crush her, like if she wanted. Like I felt like a little conflict happening there, which I don't really get in a lot of boss fights. I just beat Darksiders, right? I didn't feel like that at all during the final boss fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like, let's just get this over with. Let's kill this motherfucker. But, with Ellie, I was just like kind of hesitant. Like, oh God, am I really going to have to kill Ellie right now? I really thought the game was going to make me kill Ellie. And I thought that was going to be the moment that the game lost me. But then, they kind of saved themselves with how it ends and stuff. By the way, there was this great moment in the fight. It was the last hit on Ellie. You have to hit her 3 times. Obviously, it's a video game. You got to hit somebody 3 times. But the last hit, I snuck up on her because she went into her backpack to craft an item, and that's how I snuck up on her on the last hit. And that was like something that blew my mind. I was like, "Oh my God, she's doing the thing I've been doing the whole game." Like,
I never seen that. That's pretty cool.
A pretty cool animation. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And like it allowed me the time to get up on her and stuff. But yeah, it's just like cool stuff like that. But yeah, how it ends, I think kind of saved that for me, because like I didn't want Abby to kill Ellie, and she breaks Ellie's arm and beats the shit out of her and stuff like that. But then she's about to slice Dina's neck, and then Ellie goes, she's pregnant, and then what was Abby say? Abby says, good. Yeah, she looks at her and says, oh, wait, good. I'm gonna cut her fucking neck anyway. And then Lev comes in and says, Abby, like, what the fuck you doing? That kind of talk, and it stops Abby, like, because Abby doesn't want to keep doing the cycle, right? Because this is like her second time through. Like, she already went on the first revenge cycle, killing Joel. It didn't do nothing for her. She kept having nightmares. Like, you keep seeing her having nightmares. And the one time she doesn't have a nightmare, dude, is after she saves Yara. Is it Yara or Yara? She gets her the medical things to cut off her arm. Then Abby has a happy dream. So, like, she was not in a good headspace for like the whole game up until the moment where she helps save the sister of Lev, right? So the killing of Joel didn't help Abby at all. And I feel like Abby realized that, like, this, killing Dina and Ellie right there was not going to change anything. Wasn't going to make anybody feel better right there. But still, like, what a great moment. And she lets Ellie live, of course. But what were your thoughts through that whole sequence? What were you thinking, like, going, with Abby? Were you like, go ahead.
This is another moment, polar opposite. I was the complete opposite. That was the moment where it lost me. That scene finished, and I was like, oh, like, then that onwards, it was just, again, went messy again. I just thought, right, I don't know what the hell's going on with this game. I so desperately wanted Neil to have like the biggest fucking balls in like the entertainment industry. Have Abby say, good, slice Dina's head, like neck, and then just fucking destroy Ellie and kill Ellie. And like, that was not the ending, but it carried on for a short amount of time. And it was kind of like, I just feel like that would have worked so well. Like, I don't know. Personally, I thought, like, that scene, my heart was going mental. I was like, holy shit. I was like, Abby's so fucking cool. I was like, this is amazing. Like, the balls. And then when she was like smashing Dina's face on the floor, I was like, holy shit. I was like, how have they got away with this? And I was like, now they've cowered it out. They haven't done anything. I just thought, fuck's sake.
What, you wanted Dina and Ellie to die?
Honestly, yeah. I thought it'd have been a phenomenal end of the game of a good message of, this is why revenge doesn't, because now, even though she's took revenge on everyone else, you've pissed off someone else who wants revenge, and you've sacrificed you and your loved ones because of it. I just personally, for me, I know it's personal. I'm not saying it was like a bad story choice. For me personally, if it went that way and Abby like cracked Dina's skull and then like sliced her neck and then killed Ellie in some dark way, I'd have been like, yes, like that was ballsy as like.
I don't know where the story would have went beyond that though. Like, I'm trying to think like what would have been the next scene. Like
there'll have been a way. There'll have been a way. 100%.
Or like Abby smoking a cigar like on a beach or something like that. Like,
don't know, like maybe have her in a few years with Lev, and Lev holds it against her and hates her because of what she did to Ellie and Dina, and it's like maybe Lev's a bit scared of her but stays with Abby still.
Interesting.
So it had like the same effect that Joel had when Ellie found out. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they could have made it work, but at the same time, a lot of Last of Us fans would have turned on Neil a lot more than they have now. Like,
yeah, they already turned on him before the game came out.
But me personally, I really want it. At least Dina would have been nice. But she didn't. She did. The end was exactly what you said, and then not the end. Sorry, and then it skips 3 years, 2 years.
I don't think there's year jumps. There's no year jumps. I don't even think they give you a time. I don't even think they tell you how long it's been.
It must be a while because
I just got to that section. I don't remember.
They get back, don't they? And then it just. Oh no! It just shows. I think it just shows Ellie grab Dina, and then it just flashes forward to Ellie on a farm.
Yeah. I don't think they tell you exact time, but yeah, it's been months.
And then for me, this is where it goes back to being a mess. So the Seraphite Island, and now this again, where I'm just like, right, what the fuck is going on with this game?
So you're just very confused throughout this whole game. You're just very.
So the Seraphite Island, and then the theater went back to being right. Now it's making sense again. Then after that, not in like a confused as in I don't understand it. It was more just like what the fuck were they thinking? Like doing this, like, it just feels so messy and out of place. I wouldn't say rushed. I don't think any of the game feels rushed.
It's definitely not rushed.
I do feel like there was a lot of this game that they had, and they've like just sliced bits out, and they had like a lot more substance to it. I feel like that Santa Barbara chapter was sliced to hell.
Oh yeah, it was definitely felt like a rushed thing. Just because they have to get to the end of the game, really. I mean, they already spent like 20 hours.
But isn't that a shame? Because I absolutely loved the new group we made. I don't even know the name.
The Rattlers or something like that?
The Rattlers, yeah. The cannibals. Okay,
well, they have slaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. They use the zombies as well as defense.
Yeah. That whole sequence in Santa Barbara. I hope it was a completely tone shift from the rest of the game, right? Because, like, the game, you're in Seattle, it's raining all the time, and the beginning of the game, it's all snowy, it's all dark.
Yeah.
And then the very end of the game, you're in this bright ass, California sunny state, and even the zombies are like sunburnt, which I thought was hysterical. Like you look at the walkers, they're all sunburnt. It's oh my god. Well,
it just felt so rushed. The end just felt so messy.
Well, I kind of like by that point of the game, I kind of wanted it to end anyway. Like I didn't want to keep playing for hours. Like I was kind of like, why are we still playing? Like when I got to that point, I'm like, the farm. Like Ellie should have just stayed on the fucking farm. Like that's how I feel.
And I feel like the theater could have been the end, even if they didn't kill Ellie. I feel like they could have did something a bit more, and then just ended it there. They just didn't and then that was it. But then the farm comes and. You've got a happy life on the farm, and then they have to show that Ellie's still obsessed with going back, and Tommy's just as obsessed now, and he wants to go back and get Abby, and they found out where she is. And then
Ellie still has her post-traumatic stress from Joel dying. That was a great moment where you go into the farm, and that little baby lamb it triggers that moment where she sees Joel's face getting hit with the club again. It's like, Jesus. She's still suffering from that every day, every time.
Oh yeah, that was amazing, but nah, it was just so messy. I feel like the ending was just so all over the place.
I feel like that's where the game got. That's where it actually the ship got righted. I feel like the Seraphite Island's like the only big thing that feels a little out of place, because the farm. I thought that was the end of the game. Like when you get there and you're on the tractor with the baby. I thought that the credits were going to start rolling for a second. I'm like, this is a weird ending. This is a weird ending.
Yeah, it was
it was just a fake out. It was just,
I thought Abby was going to come. I thought you'd be settled on the farm,
Yeah.
and then Abby would come to finish the job or something.
Yeah, for a second, like when you're walking up on the farm again and you see the horse and
Yeah.
it's Tommy's horse, I thought it was going to be somebody else's horse.
Yeah,
but
like what a
it's
cop
Tommy.
out! You've just shown Tommy get his fucking head blown off, and now he's stood there with a little scar over his eye.
He could barely walk. You know,
He can barely walk.
You know, he escaped. He escaped death here.
He was done dirty, absolutely done dirty.
Oh yeah, I never really cared about Tommy anyway, though.
They should have stuck to it and let him die.
Yeah, they should have.
The PTSD of him, Jesse, and Joel all got to her to the point where she was like, right, fuck this, I need to just go on. And then you could have had Tommy's wife going to see Ellie and being like, why aren't you getting revenge for my family? And that got to her or something.
Oh yeah, Tommy's wife.
Santa Barbara was that was a mess. That was an absolute mess. Personally. I feel the Abby and Lev, the very slow paced walking through the town. Then you find the basement and you kill like a few zombies. You find the basement, then you find out the fireflies still exist. I was like, who cares? And then it goes back to Ellie because Abby's been took by this new group you meet called the Rattlers, who are cannibal and slave hunters. Which we're the cannibals, but yet the crucifying people, which is like, you're wasting the meat there.
Are they cannibals? I don't think they ever said that at any point. I think they just have slaves.
Oh, I thought they said to Ellie, she's like, oh, that'll be a tasty meal or something.
Maybe they did.
Unless they meant it sexually or something.
Maybe they were talking about something else. I don't know. I thought there was like a dead animal on the ground.
I'll have to replay that. I thought they were hinted to be cannibals. Oh, maybe not then, but
that's literally the last thing I gotta do to get the platinum is that one section. That's all I gotta do. Get the
you have to message
like the one collectible I missed or something.
But then you go back to Ellie, who is now in Santa Barbara in the same house as you've already been in as Abby, looking for them, and then Ellie gets caught by them or gets caught in a trap.
Yeah, con trap. And she fucks them up. I mean, Ellie's a badass. Ellie's like fucking Rambo in this whole sequence.
Then she fall. What does she fall in a knife? Does she fall in something?
She falls on a tree branch or something. Like a tree branch. Like I thought that was gonna be the thing that kills Ellie. Like really, you get poked by a tree branch and you're gonna die.
It was hinting towards her bleeding out. Let's be honest, it was hinting massively towards that she was gonna bleed out.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing.
They do that, and then she fights through 50 people. Yeah. In like a resort. It
was just a thing to add like a ticking clock to the whole ending. There's something to speed up like what was happening. Because like now she's bleeding out. Now she has to move faster. Like now she has to get there even faster now.
But even whilst bleeding out, she fights like 50 people in the resort.
Oh yeah. I murdered all of them.
And then I don't know what happens, but the resort starts burning down. They start running about everywhere, and then you finally find Abby, who has been crucified.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much crucified.
And she's so she's so skinny. It feels like she's been there for like months, like not just like a couple days. Yeah. Like she's been there for like a long time.
Yeah,
they cut her hair off. They probably raped her a bunch.
Yeah, it doesn't really tell you what's happened, but she's been starved and she's been crucified for a long time. And Lev's next to her on another cross, and then you cut her down and you let her get out.
You cut her down, and she goes.
You feel sorry for her, and then PTSD comes back.
Yeah, you almost let her go. Yeah,
you almost let her go. Yeah. And then Ellie's PTSD comes back. You see Joel die again, and then what does she push Abby and says, "I want to fight you."
She does that, but then she sticks a knife to Lev's neck, and that's another point where I was like, "Ellie, Jesus Christ! What's wrong with you, Ellie? Like unconscious, she's about to kill some kid just to fight Abby." And Abby doesn't want to fight because she's over it.
She's over it, yeah. Abby's long over it.
Yeah. That's why she let her go in the theater so long, Yeah,
100%, yeah.
She has more reason to hate Ellie than Ellie has to hate her, though. Like, because Ellie killed all her, friends, everybody. Like, all she has is, Lev. That's it. That's the only thing keeping Abby going. And, Ellie had it set. After all those events, she still had Dina. She had a baby. She had an awesome farm with some sheep. Yeah. Like, she had it set. A life much better than what Abby had. Because Abby, by that point, she's being a fucking slave. No, her life's pretty much over anyway. If Ellie left it alone Abby would have died anyway. It's because Ellie had to go after Abby again. That's why Abby lives. Yeah, I wonder if that's also a part of like why Ellie has that revelation to like let Abby live, because like she keeps interfering with like Destiny. Like Destiny was gonna kill Abby, like no matter what. Like there was no reason for you to go after her anyway, Ellie. So yeah, but yeah, that whole fight, that whole last boss fight, it didn't really feel like a boss fight, did it? Like it felt like it felt like so. I didn't want it to happen when I was playing. I was like, yeah, I don't know why we're fighting anymore. And maybe that goes to like what you're saying, how messy it is. But I personally didn't feel that at all. That's messy. I felt like it was a little rushed because we're trying to get to the end of the game. But like I felt it all was served a purpose. It was all there for a reason. Even when you're going down to the beach and you're following Abby and she's carrying Lev, it gets dark. Like it's the middle of the fucking day and it gets dark all of a sudden out of nowhere. Like Ellie's like descent into madness type thing. But what stops Ellie from killing Abby?
Fingers bit off.
Well, that definitely hurt.
that, yeah.
That's definitely gonna hurt.
Oh, I hated the end so much, like so fucking much.
I know we were talking about this earlier. You really don't like the ending. You wanted Abby to die, just like you wanted Ellie to die earlier.
it wasn't just. I just wanted something bigger.
Somebody to die.
I feel like a good end might have been Ellie loses it, maybe kills Lev, so Abby's got no other reason to live. Literally goes mental at Ellie, kills Ellie, and then maybe Abby just falls to the floor and like because she's that exhausted and just dies there, and then so they like everyone's just dead.
Everyone just dies,
and it goes back to like ish maybe. Oh, I have an unhappy ending. Why endings can be unhappy?
I mean, this one was very unhappy when you think about like where Ellie left off.
Niels literally came out and said like, yeah, she's with Dina again with the kid, and it's like, well, what the fuck, like,
well, yeah,
don't come out and say it.
That's just what he thinks, though. They haven't wrote that story, though. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but
that's what a lot of people don't. They can't separate art from artists. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you can't make a story and then be like, if the scene was in there, she'd be with Dina again. Like
that's what he likes to think.
Yeah, but that's his story. So like, you can't like, well, fair dues, she's with Dina again.
Well, Dina might accept her again. That's the whole idea he was trying to get across. You're talking about the Kind of Funny interview, right?
I think it was, yeah. I can't remember. I just remember seeing that he said.
Yeah, I watched that thing twice.
Back with Dina now, and I was just like, well, you don't. Any director who's left stuff on open to interpretation will not answer questions about what he thinks happened going forward.
Well, tell that to Zack Snyder. You know what I'm saying?
We always bring Snyder into it.
It always comes full circle here.
I just feel like he shouldn't have said that. And even if he didn't say that, the first thing I thought was she's gonna take Ellie back 100%.
No, I don't know if it's 100%, but I think the possibility 100%. Is there. Possibility is definitely there. I feel like Dina really fucking hates Ellie, especially after leaving all her shit in like that one room. Yeah, all of Ellie's stuff is just like in one corner of the house and stuff. Like Dina didn't take any of it; she's like left it. I think that's pretty telling right there. But I think Dina would take her back. But like the thing is, like Ellie like almost lost her humanity, right? She almost lost like everything that made her Ellie. She even lost her ability to play the guitar and shit like that. Lost Joel, all that stuff. And she lost Dina, but there's a possibility they can get back together. I think that's what Neil Druckmann was getting at. Like, there's that chance. Just like how Ellie was going to forgive Joel, which is what I think the last scene, that's the very last scene, isn't it? Where we see Ellie and Joel reconcile on the porch.
No, she says, I don't think I'll ever forgive you, but I'll try.
I'll try. That's the kind of same thing I think would happen with Dina and Ellie. Like, Dina would try. But there's no, like, guarantee that they would be happily ever after.
That's what he said. He did say that. He did
not say
but that's my interpretation. But it's like, you're a fucking writer. If it's your interpretation, then that's the story.
There was another writer on this, okay? You know what I'm saying? There's two different writers, okay?
Haley Goss, I think. No, Haley. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's Haley something, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel, even if he didn't say that, that's how I'd have took it. So in my opinion, the only sad thing about the end was you didn't kill Abby, so you've wasted your time. And you've got your fingers fucking gone now, so you can't play the song back. That was sad. But personally, I feel like the game it was miserable. So keep
A lot
miserable.
of it.
Let the end be miserable. Just let it be completely a story of why revenge doesn't
There's gotta
work.
be some hope, man. There's gotta be something.
Nah,
You
doesn't.
can't end a story. You can't have this 30 hours of like it's
No.
all just horrible. Like nothing good
You
happens.
can't.
And then no, not even a sliver of hope. I feel like that's why it's like daytime, right? When she gets back to the farm and stuff like that. It's like where there's what's the Firefly saying? Where there's like when you need a hope, look to the light or something like that. I feel like they're coming full circle with that. I feel like it doesn't mean like good things happen. It means there's a possibility something good could happen. Still, nothing good happens. Like she can't play that guitar, man. She's all by herself. Like it's a pretty somber ending. She doesn't even like that flashback with Joel. She's like, "I'll try to forgive you." They don't even like embrace, dude. Like I wanted them to like hug or something like that. You didn't even get that. So that feels like sad to me.
Yeah,
you know,
I wanted one moment where she was like, "Dad" or something.
something like
Oh,
that.
where she said like, "I love you" or something. Like, yeah, like
But it felt so
even if
cold
it was
when they were
like she
talking to each
didn't
other.
want to say it, yeah, like they still felt really cold constantly.
Yeah, and that's I feel like that kind of matches the whole tone of the game. And dude, when she can't play that guitar, come on now, you weren't shedding a tear right there. That was fucking.
Oh, that was
brutal.
definitely heart wrenching. I do agree with you on what you've just said. That like one moment, maybe as a flashback. So like just before Joel went out on patrol, she did like open up to him in that aspect where she was like,
She was yeah, they
like,
were
I
the
love
same.
you, Dad. Like I love you,
Yeah.
Dad, or something. Yeah, it'd have made the full game so much more heart wrenching that she fully embraced him the exact same that he embraced her.
Dude, if
But
she
never-
just said
she never
dad,
did.
I think I would have cried.
Oh, just said Dad. Yeah, like, I'd have probably cried. Yeah, I'd have been like, oh, like just to see how happy Joel was with that. It'd have been amazing. But like, my ideal end would have been. I've thought about it a lot. But my ideal end would have been how it happened when she puts the knife to Lev. She kills Lev, and then Abby goes mental. They get into the fight, the same fight we have, and you do kill Abby. So you drown her out, or you like however you want to kill Abby. She kills Abby, and then from the wound of the blood and exhaustion, she just collapses.
and she
And it
dies with
zooms out, and she's alone in the water with like obviously the resort all burning out. So she's literally as alone as possibly can be. It zooms out, and that's what revenge gets you.
Yeah.
You've lost absolutely everything, including your own life. And was it worth anything at all?
And I feel like all those questions are definitely posed, right? And
No, I just feel like personally that ending I'd have been like, holy shit, that was probably the best game I've ever played. Whereas now I'm a bit like, like I feel like at the moment they haven't really satisfied many people. Do you not think they could have had the same ending with what they've had, like the same impact with just killing Abby, but not only the same ending, they've won over a lot more people who were like, please just let her kill Abby.
I think if you were going to kill Abby, you had to kill Ellie. They both have to die. So I'm kind of with you on that one. Like if you're going to kill one of them, you got to kill both of them because that
kill
just
both
doesn't.
of them,
Like thematically, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense if just one of them dies and they're both kind of like the same shitty type of person, you know?
Well, it'd work really well if they both died, though, because in a way they both kind of deserve it.
But they both lived, though. So it's like, I don't know. They could have went a few different ways for sure, but
well, he said, didn't he? He said that for like months she did kill Abby, and that was the end, and it just didn't feel right, so they took it out. They changed it.
They changed a lot of things. There was an actual scene where like Ellie and Joel like embraced each other and stuff like that. Like they actually like filmed. They probably rendered all that and everything, but yeah, they cut a lot of stuff out of the game though. But like, still, it's you're not gonna forget this game anytime soon. At least you're not gonna forget these big moments. Pretty tough to come by with some video games. Like,
oh, definitely.
Like I kind of forgot all of like Fallen Jedi, or whatever the Jedi Fallen Order, whatever that's where you're backtracking like every level and stuff like that.
Yeah, it didn't really have an impact. Like the game itself was a great, like we said in the Spoilercast we did for that, it was a phenomenal start. But I don't think I'll go back to it.
Exactly.
I think they need to improve it in every level on the second one for that to be a game that sticks with you.
I feel like I might come back to this Last of Us Part 2 and do like survival difficulty and stuff like that. Like some sometime down the road.
I don't think I will. Maybe in like PS5 when it gets redone in 4K.
Yeah, that's probably when.
And then I will, but for now I probably won't bother.
Yeah, I'm about to platinum it. I'm about to like finish the game for the second time, so I'm pretty good on it for a while.
I do wonder what people in the comments thought about the ending, though. I do wonder whether, like, it's a common thing that a lot of people are arguing on the end.
It's totally polarized. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it a lot. I like the ending a lot.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it a lot.
It's definitely not it's nothing I would have thought of to do. But yeah, like that
I
moment
just feel
where
like you just kill Abby and you've just won over so many people. Like you'd have won over so many people.
Yeah, that would have been the easy thing to do for sure.
Not if they killed both, like we said. If they killed both off, that'd have been like, oh, holy shit! Like that's a big moment.
Yeah, it would have ended the story. I mean, I feel like the only reason they kept Ellie alive and gave her some redemption at the end was because they are setting up some type of third game. I don't feel like this is like
definitely
the very
feel
end.
like there's a third. This didn't feel very finalized, did it?
Yeah, not at all. And I'm very interested to know like what that game would even be about. Like,
it has to be new characters. Ellie will be in it loosely, but it has to be new characters.
That would be so awesome if Ellie just like showed up like halfway through the game. Like, you just run into her. Yeah.
Abby's probably happy forever in wherever she went, the island.
Dude, what if the third game is about like fucking Abby again? And
I don't think it will be. I don't think
they'll make that mistake. No, I don't think they will.
They've said they're not doing DLC for this either, except the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, they still trying to do factions. They still trying to do that.
Yeah, they're going to add it as a free update later down the line.
Interesting. I might.
There's no story DLC for Last of Us 2. None.
I mean, I'm fine. I mean, they told like 25 hours worth of story.
Yeah,
so
I don't need any unless it's like Joel and Ellie early like flashback stuff. Then no, I don't need any.
That's another thing I mentioned in my review. Like, do people really want a bunch of prequel games about the Joel and Ellie when we know like the outcome? Like,
the only prequel game I'd like is Joel with Tess when he talked about how dark he got. Yeah. I'd love to see him as like a hunter because that's kind of what he was giving off.
Yeah, Joel and Tommy and Eugene. Let's see their story.
Eugene, who's Eugene?
Oh, early in the game, the when they're smoking weed in Eugene's place, it's just a guy. It's just.
Yeah. I remember. With Ellie and Dean are in his basement.
Yeah, man, they could do tons of stories about all these characters if they wanted.
I don't think personally I'd want a prequel. Personally, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be that bothered.
But I will say, like, that moment where you are about to kill Abby, drowning her, and then you get that shot of Joel like playing his guitar. Oh, that moment almost got me. Like, just seeing Joel alive, like in a moment where Ellie's about to like kill Abby, like, it's just like a lot of emotions. The game got out of me there.
See, not for me personally. I thought the end lost me completely. Yeah, I'm devastated about it, but
yeah, a lot of people that moment felt flat for a lot of people. The game as a whole.
I'm glad I'm not alone, then. I'm very glad I'm not alone.
Yeah, man, just go on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Just go.
I'll have to, yeah.
Just type in "The Last of Us," and you'll find plenty of people that think the same way as you on this. Like,
a lot of people are disliking the ending.
Oh, dude, people aren't liking the Joel death. They're not liking the ending. They're just not liking the game. Period. I think that's a lot to do with how much people love the first game and just how out of nowhere that game came. Like, that game just came out of nowhere. It was like a huge smash hit. Everybody loved it. Nobody has any problems with the first game, which is kind of funny.
I feel like you'd have if he just killed Abby off, he'd have saved a lot of people. Like a lot of people would still be in love with it. But
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because I feel like they gotta tell the story they gotta tell, and they can't be like concerned with how fans are gonna think. I think that's how you get really lame fucking stories where they're just pandering to like what people want and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you got anything else to add here?
Not really. Just
we've been going on for about 2 hours. I'll probably trim it down, so it'll probably be under 2 hours by the time.
I was gonna say yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be a long one.
Be a lot of ambulances to trim out.
Ambulance.
So what would you rate it out of 10? What's your overall? 10. Really?
It's a 10. I don't even hesitate. It's a 10.
Holy shit. How can you hesitate though when you've just said the Seraphite Island's an absolute mess?
It's 10 out of 10.
It can't be a 10 with
It
part
can
of
be
the
a
game
10.
being messy.
It can be a 10.
Oh, it can't be.
It can be.
Can't
Well,
be.
it was Death Stranding not messy. You know
I
what I'm
didn't
saying?
give it a 10.
I give it a 10.
I
I
gave
give
it
Death
an
Stranding
8.
like a 9. You know,
Yeah, I thought we gave it an 8. I thought we both agreed on an 8.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't put up that review yet, so people don't even know that yet. I'm still holding on to that one. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the attention to detail, just the game craftsmanship. I just can't get over like how well everything in the game is, and the acting and stuff like that. Like, this is a game you could show anybody, man. Like, and they'll be like enthralled by it. Like, I showed my brother who doesn't play video games. He has no idea like what video games are like. Last time we played a game was like Doom in like 1994. Okay, and I showed him Last of Us Part 2, the first like couple hours right where Joel dies, and he's like, "Holy shit, this is better than Walking Dead." So he was like super hyped to like watch the actual HBO show, you know. But yeah, man, like I feel like this game really pushes the medium like forward. This is better than most TV shows and movies. Even if you don't like the story beats that happen, it's so well put together. Like the acting is so fucking good. Everything's so top notch in it. It's like, all right, I give it like a 9.5. That's just me not being committed enough to give it a 10. You know what I'm saying? Just because the Seraphite Island's a little slow, or like some sections are a little slow. Even the Seraphite Island, I liked. You know, I liked going through the thing on horseback with everything on fire. It was an amazing visual, but still, yeah, 10 out of 10.
Bloody 10 out of 10, bloody hell.
Bloody 10 out of 10.
High praise from Lantern.
High praise. I think I gave Jedi. Did I give Fallen Jedi like an 8? Yeah, I'm not keeping track.
So.
I keep track. What do you give it, a 7?
Yes. I think an 8. I think I'd give this an 8. I think the first one's probably a 10. I think this is probably an 8.
Oh yeah, first one's a 10 for sure.
I think because the game, it's so heavily story driven, you have to be quite strict when it comes to story wise. Like,
yeah,
since
if you don't like the story, you're not gonna like the game. I mean,
because that's the type of game it is. It's not like another game where you could play it. Like, if you don't like Far Cry's story, it doesn't matter. This game's still amazing. It's good, fun play and stuff. But this, if you don't like the story, then the game itself falls apart. So I have to rate it on how much I hate the last like act, and I hate it, and then I hated the ending. So for me, it has to go down to an 8.
That's perfectly understandable if you don't like what the story was doing.
But if we didn't count story, which obviously we have to, but if we didn't, it'd be a 10. The game it takes games design to PS5, if not beyond. I think even on PS5, we're still not going to see games of this level for a few years.
Yeah, man, that's what I was trying to get across in my review when I was talking about objective masterpiece, because like there's so many things like this game. They're like miles ahead of like most other game studios.
They're like 2 generations ahead of other games to studio. Yeah, you're not going to see Ubisoft do what these are doing.
No, you think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be better?
It's going to be anything. Even the next 4 Assassin's Creeds are not going to hit any level of animation and games design and acting that this has. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I think for years to come, people will talk about how much of a feat of games design this game was.
Yeah. And, dude, people are going to be talking about this game for a long time. That's kind of the advantage of it being polarizing right now, and people like not agreeing on the ending or like the dual death. That means just people are going to be talking about it forever. Just like Batman versus Superman, of course.
Which still gets heavily talked about, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when that came out, like people fucking hated it, you know. I feel a lot of similar things are happening here, but I like the story. I really love the story. I love how everything ties together. Really, there's a lot of mirroring stuff that's happening. A lot of like not allegory, but symbolism and stuff like that. With there's a bunch of shit like in the game with the moths and the Alice in Wonderland stuff, and I always like that stuff. When you can put a bunch of symbolism in a game. That's it for now, I guess.
That's our overall scores. You gave it a 10. I give it an 8.
I'm sure everybody in the comments is going to agree.
with who? With who?
With everybody.
I think we're going to get a few comments of, nah, it's a 4 out of 10. Yous are crazy.
Out of the 20 people that watch this, they'll be like, both these people are out of their minds. It's a 1 out of 10. It's a 1 out of 10.
It's a 0. It's a 0 out of 10. That's the only way there is to it.
We could all agree that that's all bullshit. Anybody giving this game like a 1 out of 10, that's like completely being disingenuous. Like, that's so ridiculous on so many levels. Like, a 1. Like, did you see the foliage? Like, it's not.
I don't think this isn't a 6 below. This has to be a 7, 8, 9, or 10.
Oh yeah, I think it's a Game of the Year contender, but not like not the Jeff Keighley ones, because the Jeff Keighley ones are like fan voted. There's no way this is gonna win a fan vote. There's no way it's gonna win. Cyberpunk's definitely gonna win if it's a fan vote, because everybody loves CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Until they do some kind of twist in the game that people don't like, and then all of a sudden, like.
Yeah, I guess so. Everyone loved Naughty Dog up until now.
Right? It's just crazy. Like, can we pick on another studio to like tear apart, please? Maybe
Be Rockstar next.
It will be Rockstar next, probably. That Rockstar's smart though. They wait years before putting out a game, so they can't get a bunch of shit at once. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Yep, thanks for joining us.
Hope everybody goes out there and tries to play these games. Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 back to back. And let us know your thoughts down below. And we'll probably read it. Maybe not.
I will.
He definitely will. And he'll stew on it for like months. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining. Bye-bye for now.